Okay, so we're back. I actually took a little break to look for a different cat to no avail, but tune in Monday or Sunday and I will get you a different cat, I promise. Okay, so back to yoga. Hopefully you took a little break too. We will, I will face away from you, come into a 5-pointed star. While we stand here in our star, if you want to pause and go run and grab a towel, it might help you with one of our poses. Any kind of a towel. Anyways, 5-pointed star. And turn both feet right. Look right. Then your right knee, come into warrior two. So before we go on, and while some people are running to find a towel, to define some terms. This length from one foot to the other, this is long and this is short. So this is the length. Width would be the distance between my feet this way. So this would be wide and this would be very narrow. If my feet are lined up on the same line, that's extremely narrow, okay? So this is just about a standard width and length for warrior two. I can still see my toes over my knees, no lunging. I swear we'll lunge later, I promise we'll lunge later. This is not the time to lunge. My weighting is maybe 60-40 maximum. Okay, so the classic warrior is actually a bowman, right? So we can make this less abstract by actually sort of holding on to an imaginary bow and holding on to an imaginary string like we did before. I had my hand up here, but the Japanese bowmen actually pull, they have a huge bow, and they really do pull as far back as they possibly can, right? So, but remember your good alignment, okay? And then I'm gonna go from my normal length and actually make this a little bit longer, and then turn my left foot out, and then do a reverse archer, sinking back into my back foot. Try not to lean over. You sink back into your back foot. My left leg is very bent. My right leg is very straight, so much so that my ball of my foot came up. Okay, great for your legs. Okay, so shift back to where we were. I'm going to shorten my stance. And then I'm going to widen my stance, so my stance is wide and short so that it's more stable. And then, because the next pose is a little tippy, okay? So this is the one where we're holding our bowstring. My thumb is pointing down, just to be clear. Left point, thumb down, right thumb up. And I stretch out nice. Okay, now we're going to start to slowly twist. Okay, this is not easy, and this does, people tend to lose their balance, so you need to focus, sink, mentally sink, and relax most of all. And so by shortening and widening our stance, we're more stable, and it actually allows us to twist around even further. Keep breathing. One more breath here. And with control, we're going to slowly untwist. All right, and then aim skyward. And this will be our only side stretch. So if you don't feel a stretch in your right side, either reach up higher or pull your arm back. And there are actually archers that can shoot a bird out of the sky, but I would never shoot straight up. Very dangerous. Okay, breathe into your rib cage. Remember, this is our only side stretch here. One more breath. And lower your bow. Back to your 5-pointed star. Good centering breath here, and then turn both feet left. Oh, you can pause and relax, do some shoulder rolls, but I'm just going to power right through to the other side. Come into warrior two. I can still see my toes. This is just my standard width and length. Now go from a very abstract archer to a little more literal. Okay, good. Okay, now I'm going to lengthen my stance. This is just my preference, right? And I'm going to turn my right or back foot outward, allowing me to sink into that leg more comfortably. It's just a little bit better structure. Okay, right leg bent, very bent. Left leg very straight. One more breath here. Shift forward. You can pull that leg up a little bit. You can widen your stance now. So it's wide and short, very stable. Grasp your neck as your bowstring. My weight is on my forward leg by maybe 60-40. And now I'm going to start to carefully twist around. This might be harder than it looks. Remember, always relax. How about one more breath here? Hope you guys can see my head. I don't know if I framed this shot right. The top of my head is chopped off. There's nothing much to see anyway. Let's come back around. I really hope you can hear me. I know the video is low on this, or the audio is low on this, and I will try to hook up my external mic in the next video. Okay, aim skyward. This is our only side stretch on this side. Reach up and maybe even back a little bit. Breathing, lengthening. About one more breath here. And roll your bow. Come back out to 5-pointed star. And then act as if we have sleeping cats all around us. If you're going to hop in, remember, we're hopping not so much with our legs, but with our whole body, right? So it's just this upward floating feeling. All right, great, super great. Some shoulder rolls. And then before we do our balance, we'll do a stability pose. The chair is a very simple stability pose. It's bringing us down, right? So hands to the heart, sink straight down. Okay, oh, by the way, we'll stay here. Run and grab your towel if you want. Or when we reach back into our arch, so I'm going to reach back into my quiver, grab an arrow, see how you'd use your towel. You'd use your towel if you wanted to. Okay, we have another quiver. Excellent. That works really well. One more breath here. Bring your hands back to your heart, your towel. Don't need the towel anymore. So we're still, remember, whenever we do things with our upper body, it takes our mind off of our quadriceps. But I'm going to get to the point where you're very stable here. So keep this stability with us. when we do our balance, okay? So even as I press up, all my weight and consciousness is below the body, okay? So remember we do the dancer, because the dancer is actually a half bow, and the bow fits our archery theme. So remember about progressions. The easiest progression, or the simplest, would be same hand to same foot. And this is a perfectly good balance. There's no reason to do anything more than this. But if you feel good here, you could go opposite hand to opposite foot. And then if you feel solid here, the next progression would be up to here. And then the next thing to do would be to expand outward. And then there's a natural tendency to hinge forward from the waist, which is fine. So you can't really do a good half bow from here because you're focusing on your balance. So we'll do it again later. Let's release that. Take a step back, make sure you can still see my head. Okay, so other foot, other hand, other foot. Remember, just do as much as you want. Expand outward, extending. Hinge over. You're actually hinging at the hip, not at the waist. One more breath. And release. Excellent. Okay. So another good chance to take a little water break. Pause if you need to. And then come to hanging forward bend at the front of your mat with your whole mat behind you. Relax here. Relax your neck and shoulders and your back. And then we'll just step back into lunge. So you notice how I'm up on my back toes. You can bring your whole foot into contact with the mat if you want to try the Kundalini Archer. And this could be hard on your back, so you might want to just skip the Kundalini Archer. Don't do it if you don't feel confident just bringing your hands up to here, right? If that feels hard to do, then you certainly can't do the rest of it. And what I want to keep everything low when I come up. I mean, I'm going to rise up, but I'm going to keep this area low. So I'm going to come up into a bowman stance. Which arm is back? It doesn't matter because we're gonna switch, right? So what I'm saying is I'm not coming up to here. I'm staying low. Okay, let's come back down. Let's inhale, step that foot up. Couple of breaths. On the exhale, you can step the other foot back. Okay, nothing wrong with just a regular archer. The Kundalini Archer is rather advanced. Anyway, I'm going to bring my whole foot into contact with the mat and then engage the abs to protect the lower back and sort of sink down as the upper body comes up. Come into my archery stance. Switch arms. Really pull that arm back. And then back down. Inhale, step forward. When you are ready, you may walk your feet back or hop back to downward facing dog. Drop your chest, pull back into your hips. If you're not a big fan of the sleeping thunderbolt, you can do your downward dog for a little bit longer. But I am going to now drop down to my knees, forearms, chest and chin. And when you come down to your chin, don't bend your neck too much, okay? It's not a big deal. So I'm all bent up. This is meant to be awkward. It's bent up like the stylized lightning bolt shape. One more breath here. And then just rest your head on your hands and allow your body to straighten itself out. We're going to do the classic bow pose next. And if you can't reach both of your feet, well, you're in luck, because we're going to go from the bow pose to a half bow pose. So everyone can do the half bow pose because it would be same hand to same foot. And if you can't reach that, you roll onto your side, bend at the hip and the knee, and everybody can reach this, and then you roll back over, and there you've got it. So you've grabbed it. So whether you're doing both feet or one foot, we will very gently extend out in all directions. The knees come up, chest comes up. Engage the abs to protect the lower back. One more breath here. And then, so for those of you who are doing your half bow, let's say, whatever leg you've got, let's say it's my right leg, and extend that. Hopefully your left hand was up here. I didn't show that to you. And then everyone's going to roll over onto their side. So now you can experience a half bow with no pressure on the abdomen, and it feels pretty nice, actually. And this will be our side pose for the evening. You can hold this for as long as you like. It's not super stable. It has a little bit of an element of a balance, especially if you're extending out through your arm and leg nice and long. There is a little bit of a balance, which is a good thing. Okay? And then we're going to roll back down, and we're going to switch legs. Don't roll over just yet. Get used to this. Extend out nice, and then you can roll over. Oops. You rest your head on your arm. One more breath here. And then roll back, release. And let's move back to an extended child pose. Remember, extended child pose is the one with the arms out in front, which most people prefer this one anyway. All right. Since we did that plank with our toes pointed, we'll do an upward plank where the toes are always pointed. So my toes are very pointed. I'm not going to pop up. I'm just going to float up, lengthening, relaxing. Relax the neck and the head. Just one more breath here. Press your toes into the mat, and then you can sit back down. Great. Lay back. We'll do that archery balance from down here. Somehow it's so much easier from down here. One leg is bent. the other leg long. Switch legs. Don't want to make it too easy. Okay, great. Hug your knees to your chest. Arms out to the sides. Knees to one side, head to the other. So we're going to do an abbreviated savasana. It's kind of weird just laying there with a video running with not anything happening on it. So you can do as long of a meditation as you want. And so I'm going to sort of do it a little bit backwards, okay? So let's twist to the other side. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So our nice twist. And then I'm just going to twist all the way to the other side and let my momentum just roll me over. Come to sitting cross-legged and with your hands to your heart. And we're not done yet, but I want to thank you for tuning in. And what we're going to do is go from here down into savasana, and then I'm just going to cut the video and you guys can stay in your savasana as much as you want, or you can actually turn the video off. It's probably a better idea, or it may autoplay onto some conspiracy theory. So let's end with a quote by Swami Sivananda, which I'm very fond of lately. It's the opposite of what the CDC is telling you. He said, illness begins with I and wellness begins with we. And just to remember what he means by that is that illness comes out of separateness and that wellness comes out of community. And that doesn't mean that we can't maintain our social distancing, but separateness is not good for us and community is good for us. So, and the only reason I'm explaining that is somebody asked me about that. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to practice with you. Namaste. And then you may turn off your device and go into your corpse pose, into your favorite meditation. If you don't meditate, just do long, even, natural breathing. And don't skip this part. This is the best part. All the yogis say savasana is the most important pose in the entire pantheon of poses.